What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the UFC show. Oh man, it was a crazy week last week. That's why we didn't have a podcast last week, but we did, have one. We didn't have an event the week before. Just shit happens. Life gets crazy. So yeah, I have to, put in a dog fence. That's kind of shitty. It's just, yeah. Um, just got busy and all that stuff, and that's been a hassle having to put that in. Getting a damn had to buy a sidewalk edger slash trencher and trench all the way around my house. It's still not finished yet, but we're working on it. What else? Yeah, we're back. We went 6-0 last week, so technically we went 5-0. We hit our bonus pick as well. We're gonna go over the card, but of course, first we chug. I don't have very much in here. I was drinking a little bit before I started the podcast, so I was a little thirsty, and I got it's not gonna be a very long chug tonight. Probably just about 8 ounces of ruby red squirt. That shit's delicious. That red grapefruit drink. People ask me why I don't chug water. The answer is fish fucking it. I don't want to drink water. I don't want to drink water. Fucking fish been fucking in. Just not gonna do it. This has got water in it, but it's better than the ones that the fish fucking. So let's get into this fucking review. Alrighty. So we had a pretty damn good weekend last week, and we hit all 6 bets, the 5 official picks, the 1 bonus pick. It was an all around good card. So we started off the night with Aaron Blanchfield beating JJ Aldrich. I didn't catch some of these fights. I didn't catch. I was busy with family events, so and this card got over relatively early in the night. So I just caught a few of them, but yeah. So Blanchfield beat Aldrich. That was kind of the way I was going to lean before, picking the fights I did. But she beat her with a guillotine choke. So yeah, Blanchfield, good for her. A good young prospect, 23 years old, nicknamed Cold Blooded. She has a win over Tracy Cortez. Tracy Cortez is a badass. She just got in the UFC. She's been in the UFC for a few fights, so we'll see. Cortez is a tough individual. I know she has a loss to Cortez. My bad. Blanchfield has a loss to Cortez. I said that wrong. But yeah, so she's fought some decent competition. It was a split decision, so obviously a tough fight. But yeah, she beat a UFC veteran, JJ Aldrich. JJ's 29. Blanchfield's 23. To move up the rankings, you got fight some veterans. So, yeah, good for Aaron Blanchfield. Then we had Renat. I can't say his last name. Renat beat Andres Michailidis by unanimous decision. Didn't catch that one. Next we had Jeff Molina, which he beat Zalgus Zumagulov. He beat him via split decision. That was our first win of the night. Oh, I remember what I was doing. I had to work at a rodeo. I had to do the beer tent for about a couple hours. So that's where I was on Saturday. I couldn't remember. I was like, what the hell was I doing? I wasn't watching very many of these fights. I watched a few of them. I had it on my phone, checking them, watching it live. So next we had Tony Gravely. He beat Johnny Munoz via KO. Then we had our boy Benoit Saint Denis. He beat Nicholas Stolze via rear naked choke. So that was our second win of the night. Saint Denis. Then we had Damon Jackson over Dan Argueta via unanimous decision. Joe Selecki beat Alex da Silva Calil by a majority decision. What is the difference between majority and unanimous? Because it's not split? Is Sherdog just calling it a split decision, a majority? I don't know. Next, we had Carolina. I can't remember how to say her name, versus Felice Herrig. I was kind of leaning toward Carolina to begin with. She did a very good job. Got takedowns. Looked very just aggressive in this fight. I did get to watch this fight. Carolina just went out there and kind of took it to Felice and just got her in that rear naked choke. Fought for it a few different times and finally got it. And so hats off to her. I didn't really know who to pick in that fight. At one time, I think they were both cut or on the verge of getting cut. And Carolina definitely, I think she made a case to stick around. Maybe get another fight in there. Maybe to prove it wasn't like a one-time deal. But I think she's a good fighter. Then we had Alonzo Menafield beat Askar Mozarov via TKO with them elbows. Then we had Ode Osborne. He was our third win of the night. We had him third. He was our third win of the night. He beat Adeshev by KO. Pretty good fight. It was not very long. He just, pretty much went out there and dominated. Next we had Karina Silva versus Batello, and Karina Silva was our fourth win of the night. They were all favored at that point as well. I know not exactly, we're picking fighters are favored, but some of these fight nights were just, you're trying to make some money. Fighting is such a fickle game, you don't want to take a chance on a winner when you could pick who you think is honestly going to win. Don't take a dog just because you hope they win. You gotta have a good reason to think why they're going to win. Just like our next match where we took Lucas Almeida to beat Michael Trezano, and he beat him by TKO. So Lucas Almeida was an underdog on that. He was a plus 190 underdog on that fight. So Molina, who we start out with, he was minus 180. Saint Denis was minus 160. Osborne was minus 190. Silva was minus 125, and then Almeida was plus 190. So we didn't we kind of were under 200 for most picks. So it's one of those things. We went 5-0 on that, and then our bonus pick, I gave a bonus pick out because I didn't do a podcast last week, so I put out a bonus pick of Volkov at -160, and we get Movzar Evlov getting that win, getting that bonus pick in for you guys and gals if you're following me. So obviously, I'm sorry that I didn't do one. Just sometimes life happens, and what are you gonna do? I just didn't have time to do it. I mean, things popped up on Tuesday and Wednesday. Didn't want to do one on Thursday. Didn't want to pressure Dave to, edit the podcast, on Friday and put it out Friday. So, I didn't put that pressure on him. I think a lot of the Hashmark crew was in Vegas anyways, so I don't know. I didn't talk to Dave. I don't know if he went there too, but we know Rickyphantain was in there. Ricky Parlay, but they all had a good time there. He did, at least. I know I kept seeing the hash mark on TikTok, seeing those guys going crazy, having fun. Someone's wedding was in Vegas. It's very, having a wedding in Vegas sounds like, I don't know, just a wild party. Not that most weddings aren't parties, but that would be like a weekend long party. And I had good bets for those guys, and they weren't even paying attention to the Discord. Yo, hit us up on our Discord too. Gotta join the Discord. You get all the picks. We do baseball, basketball, obviously MMA. I always give my picks out on the Discord. I'm sure Dave will link the Discord on this down below. Check us out on our socials. The socials will be posted below too. Shout out to our sponsors, Jolly Mac Coffee and Glitch Energy Drink. Love some Glitch. I don't drink it before bed, but I do drink it in the morning. It's great. I drink either Glitch or I drink Jolly Mac, and it's either one is really good. It's weird. Some mornings I want something really cold to drink, like chug basically. So I'll get I'll get Glitch, put some ice in there, grab one of the flavors I got. I've got a bunch of different flavors. So grab that, ice it down, get some water in there, chug it. That morning, sometimes you just need that something cold and chug it. And then there's most mornings I'm just like, I want to get that coffee. The 6-bean espresso from Jolly Mac is that is a favor amongst me and my manager. The breakfast blend's really good too. My personal favorite though, is that 6-bean espresso. And but I do drink that breakfast blend too, when I'm out of the 6-bean. But that 6-bean is just a great coffee. They make great coffee there, period. So those are the only two that I've tried, but I imagine the others would be great as well. I get them in the K cup because it's just that much easier to make. I don't have a actual coffee maker, so I'm not cool like that. I'm just cool, but because I have a Keurig. Yeah. But yeah, and that's all I got to say about that. And should we move on to the picks for UFC 275? UFC 275 is going to be a great card. It's got Jiri Prohaska and Glover Teixeira as the main event. Jiri is my boy. So this is why I'm really excited to see this fight. And then there's also my other boy, Andre Fiallo. He's fighting in this card. It's a good card to watch, to buy. It's gonna be worth it, worth all of it. Obviously, let me just open this up. I don't want to. This shirt dog isn't showing me all the fights, so. All right, let's click on the UFC. There's the early prelims. We got some, some people that I've never heard of, but there's some good bets on here. I'm gonna give you my official ones. The early prelims. There's a good pick on Kung Ho Kong. I believe he's an underdog. He's a really good one that you could bet on. That's on the early prelims. The prelims, I'm really excited because I've got 2 picks on the early prelims. I think they're both going to be good fights to pick. The first one I'm going to bet on is Andre Fiallo versus Jake Matthews. Andre Fiallo, he's one of my favorite fighters now. He's just earned so much respect for me. He's a guy that came in, made his UFC debut on short notice against Pereira. Just took it to him in the first round, lost the second round, ultimately ended up losing the third round, but fought like hell. Came back, fought Besa, knocked him out. Came back, fought Van Camp, knocked him out. Now he's facing Jake Matthews. I think it's going to be a very similar outcome. Fiallo's just got this. He's got a punch that will take you to the Shadowlands, and I don't think that he's going to come out here and lose this fight to Jake Matthews. I think he's the fresher fighter. Let me see. Let's see when yeah, I don't see it. There it is. Okay. Jake Matthews fought in March of last year. Fiallo's he's fighting for his 4th time this year. So, yeah. Matthews is coming off a loss, took a year off. A little more than a year, but I think Fiallo's the fresher fighter. I don't think he has as much of a problem as people think with cardio. I think coming in on short notice against Pereira was, something that was, people are like, oh, he's got a gas tank issue, cardio. I don't think it's a problem. I don't think it's going to be a problem in this fight. I think that, Fiallo comes out here and knocks Jake Matthews out. Probably first round. He's probably gonna do something crazy like with Van Camp, where he just, takes, he's gonna take a couple punches and then just boom, lower the boom on Matthews. Matthews has been knocked out once in his career. Kind of, what was it? Was it early in his career? Kind of early in his career against Kevin Lee. The guy's been in the UFC for a while, but I still think Fiallo, he don't have those jitters anymore. He says he's a full-time fighter. So I think Fiallo comes out here and just gets the win out here. Matthews might try a grapple, but I don't see it being a problem, especially, with Fiallo. He's got a 75% takedown defense. I think he's going to be all right against anything that Matthews throws at him. Oh, sorry about the yawning. Then we're going to go up the card with Brendan Allen, who we have him versus Jacob Malkoun. Brendan Allen is going to be far above Jacob Malkoun. This is kind of a mismatch. I think that the safe bet here is going to be Allen to win by TKO, KO, DQ, sub. If you're on a different app like DraftKings or Barstool, it might be something like win inside the distance for Brendan Allen. It's definitely going to be lower than that minus 280. It's probably going to look something like minus 135 or maybe plus 100. This is kind of a lopsided fight, but it's something that you can stick on there, put it to win by finish, and probably be good with that. I'm just gonna say it here. Some of these fights on the prelims, I've never heard of Sang-Woo Choi or Josh Kulabo. And then even on the main card, the first two fights, I have not heard of Ramazan Amiv. I've not heard of Jack Della Maddalena. I've not heard of him. Roger Bontaran, maybe have heard of him before. He's ranked 8th in flyweight. And then he's going against Manel Cape, who Manel Cape's a favorite. And he's a 14th ranked fighter. So it must be a very highly touted prospect. So we're not going to bet on any of those fights, but we are going to bet the last 3 fights of the night. The first fight of the night that we're betting on the main card is going to be Zhang Weili versus Joanna Jacek. And what's crazy is I always see Joanna Jacek's name and just look at it and go, it's Jacek and it's got all these letters in it. All right. Anyways, we have Zhang Weili versus Joanna Jacek. In this fight, I have to lean toward Weili. Weili's fought, a very, very, very tough opponents here lately. Has been active compared to Joanna, who has not fought since she lost to Weili. Weili fought and lost to Rose Namajunas via a head kick. Who knows how that fight would have went if she didn't get knocked out in the first fight against Rose. Turns around and fights Rose again, gets a split decision. Joanna, year off, has fought lost to Rose twice, just like Weili. I just think both she got TKO'd once and lost a decision to her, but not a split decision. I think that Rose is the better fighter out of all 3 of them. I think Rose is even better than the girl she lost her fight to. Um, Carla Esparza. I think she's better than Esparza. She just didn't fight well that night. Um, but Wei Li is just she's such a technical fighter. She's got wrestling. She's got you're not saying that Joanna can't do it either, but she's just I feel like Wei Li is an overall better fighter than her. And so does the books. The books have her at minus 165 as of today, which was Wednesday. Wei Li at plus 160 or minus 165 is a very good bet in my opinion. I think Wei Li is just, didn't take the time off, got a couple fights in against a quality opponent. I think this fight will probably go all 3 rounds, but I think Wei Li's going to do enough to get a decision. I know that their last fight was a split decision, but I think Wei Li's going to do enough to get a unanimous decision here. If you wanted to go with a prop bet here, you could probably go with them inside the distance. An inside the distance bet, or not inside the distance, but to go to decision. Prop bet for Wei Li would be Wei Li to win by decision would be plus 150. If you want to go with a bet that is probably going to be that's going to have better odds, that would probably be my pick. It would be that it goes the distance. Wei Li wins by decision. That's just how I see it going down. They're both great fighters, Hell, make it 5 rounds. I bet it'd be a hell of a lot interesting than Rose Namajunas and Esparza was. And I say that even though I think that Rose is one of the best fighters out there. I say that with, just it was not a good fight for either one of them, but I still think, Rose is a great fighter. Just wasn't herself that night, and neither was Esparza. It was just they were both fighting not to lose. That's exactly the way to put it. We're gonna go to the next fight, which is Valentina Shevchenko versus Taylor Santos. I have Shevchenko winning here. Right now, she is a minus 630 favorite over Taylor. This is another fight where I am going to be betting the finish. So TKO, DQ, or TKO, KO, DQ sub for Shevchenko. Even though it's 630, it's probably going to be like a minus 200 for her to win by finish. I do have, I think I bet it 2 ways. $4 did I? Oh, Fialo, I bet him. No, I did not bet it yet. But that bet is Shevchenko. I think she's finished her last 2 opponents. Taylor Santos has not fought the best of competition really to compared to Shevchenko. So let me see. Compared to Taylor Santos has fought Joanna Wood, Roxanne Modafferi, Molly McCann. Molly McCann's a tough opponent. But really nothing that really sticks out to you. And I mean, she fought Joanna Wood, and that's the toughest she's fought. Roxanne's very tough. I'll give her that. Not the most. She wasn't the best fighter in the UFC. But she was there. But that's really all she's fought. I think Shevchenko finishes her. Shevchenko's probably, I mean, I'm gonna say it. I think Shevchenko's better than Nunez. Two of her losses to Artur Nunez, but after she lost to Nunez, she bounced back, beat better opponents. She lost to Liz Carmouche, and then I think she avenged that loss. Fought Amanda Nunez, lost to Amanda Nunez. Then she came back and she beat Holly Holm, beat Juliana Pena, the current bantamweight champion. Lost to Nunez again. Beat Joanna, beat Jessica, got the revenge match on Carmouche. Beat Caitlin Chukagian, who's making her way back up. Jennifer Maia, tough opponent. Andrade, Murphy. Her last two. Okay, so her last 4 fights, she's finished 3 of her opponents. She's finished Chukagian, she's beat Andrade, she's beat Murphy. Shevchenko is one of the best female fighters ever, and unless Nunez comes back and starts, dominating like she did before, I'm saying Shevchenko could be the female GOAT. She's just that dominant. And I think she's going to keep her dominance up against Santos. The bet for that, Shevchenko by KO, TKO, DQ, plus 200. I think she's going to finish her with elbows or elbows and punches. So I think a plus 200 bet there is where it's good. They do not have the TKO, KO, DQ submission. So you could bet 2 ways, put a little bit of money on each line there, make a little bit of money somewhere there. Then to the main event of the night. Glover Teixeira versus Jiri Prochazka. Now this is a good fight, and I respect Glover Teixeira a lot. I think he's a great fighter. I think he's been a kind of, what do you call it? He's had quite a journey. He's a journeyman in the UFC. Fought John Jones for the title, lost, bounced back. He's like 16-5 in the UFC. So I mean, he's just rattled off a lot of wins here lately. He lost to John Jones, lost to Phil Davis, in 2014. Started, he's had his comebacks, beat OSP, beat Rashad Evans, lost to Anthony Rumble Johnson. Rumble Johnson was making a run for it at one time. He beat Jared Cannonier, who Jared Cannonier is fighting for the damn middleweight title. Gustafsson, he had a run at light heavyweight. He lost to him. He lost to Rumble. He lost to Gustafsson, beat Jared Cannonier. Then he beat some guys, Krylov. He beat him on the way to the title. He beat Anthony Smith. Anthony Smith's a very tough guy. Thiago Santos. And then he beat Jan Blachowicz last year in October to get the title. Um, it's been a long career for Glover Teixeira. He's 42, almost 43. His age and his chin concern me. I don't think that I think if he takes a shot from Yuri, he's gonna go to sleep. I don't think it's gonna be as bad as Tony Ferguson, but I think Yuri, with his unorthodox style, his attack angles, I think that Glover Teixeira is gonna be a little bit not shaken. What's the word? He's gonna be a little confused. He's not gonna know what to do. Yuri's gonna take some shots, and I know Glover likes to pressure people. But Yuri, I think this dude can strike from anywhere. And people are saying that they're worried about his takedown defense. I don't think Yuri has a problem with his takedown defense. I think that he is going to do well. I think he is going to he's going to get into some scrambles with Glover, and he's going to get back to his feet. If this goes past 3 rounds, Glover is going to probably want to keep this on the ground. One of the things I was going to talk to you guys about Yuri is he kind of started his MMA venture. And when he started out his venture, his coach gave him this book called the Book of the Five Rings. And it's by Miyamoto Musashi. I believe is how you say it. I might be mispronouncing it very bad. But in the book, it's described as Musashi's timeless advice on defeating an adversary, throwing an opponent off guard, creating confusion, and other techniques for overpowering an assailant is addressed in this book. That's all the things that Yuri does. Yuri is he's a student of Musashi. He knows this book inside and out. I downloaded it on Audible to listen to it. I have not listened to it yet, but he takes all these things that are in this book and he implements it into his fighting style. So he is going to have a game plan to do all those things that the Book of the Five Rings tells him to do. He does all that stuff in his fights. He can overpower people. He can create confusion. He can, he catches opponents off guard. And he defeats people. I think that he beats Glover Teixeira, and Glover Teixeira, he gets to be champion, before his career is over. Beat a great champion, Jan Blachowicz. Jan beat Israel Adesanya. So, I mean, there's nothing that you can say about Blachowicz. He's beat the best of the best. People consider Adesanya one of the best. Usman, they consider the pound for pound champ right now. But I would put Adesanya above Usman. In my opinion, it doesn't. I mean, that's just my opinion. Don't come at me with your opinion. My opinion is that Adesanya is better than Usman. But I think here's what happens. Yuri beats Teixeira. Blachowicz already won his fight. I don't see them putting Blachowicz against someone else. I know people keep saying that Blachowicz didn't look like a world-class fighter last time he came out. Blah blah. Blachowicz was doing enough to beat one of these prospects that the UFC considers very, you know, very tough. So let's see who's in light heavyweight. So Jan Blachowicz, they have Corey Anderson, above Yuri. Ankalev, I think here's how it could shake down. Yuri beats Teixeira. Yuri beats Blachowicz. Yuri fights Ankalev. And we see, or did I say Yuri beats Ankalev? Yuri fights Ankalev. Ankalev wins. I think Ankalev's gonna climb the ranks and just, get a shot. But that's my picks for this weekend. To recap it again here, I've got Fiallo money line. That's sitting at minus 145 right now. Allen by TKO KO DQ sub. Hopefully they have that as one line here pretty soon. If not, I would just take the TKO KO DQ on that one. And then Weili, we got her at minus 165 money line. Shevchenko by finish, so TKO KO DQ sub. And then we have Yuri money line at minus 200. And that's gonna wrap it up for this weekend. I hope you guys enjoy. Hopefully we hit. Hopefully we keep this ball rolling. We're hitting a 63% clip for the year, or maybe not the year, but since I've been recording my picks, I believe it was in December. So almost so far for the year, our picks are at 55 and 32. So I've correctly picked 55 and not predicted 32 right. So 55 right, 32 wrong. But we're getting better. We know what to look for now. I think we're a lot better at our picks than we were before. But anyways, this is going to be me signing out. Check out all of our Hashmark socials. Check out our Discord. Come join it. I think we have a great bunch of guys doing capping work. Just, sharp guys. They do basketball, they do football, they do, all that good stuff. All right. I'm gonna get off here and go to bed. See y'all motherfuckers next week. Peace be the journey.